Good afternoon, everyone. Okay.
Good evening.
Oh, we are in the evening, really. You are you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay. Um, my name is Akim Mustafa, and I'm the lead trainer for Bratu Multi-Concept Consults. I'm sure um, most of us have been hearing about the Bratu Multi-Concept sometime. Some people have been following us for some time, while some are just joining us for the first time. The reason why we are here today is actually to learn about data analysis. And as promised, we're going to take you through some concept of data analysis and showcase what we have in stock for you, provided you register for the training coming up on April 1st, 2023. So, since what we are talking about is about analysis, let's start like this. Can somebody tell us what data analysis is all about? What do you understand by data analysis? Can somebody unmute and say something about data analysis?
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
According to my understanding,
Okay.
data analysis is the process of analyzing a data from data set.
Yeah.
So that to have a better decision making.
Good. Who else again? Can somebody else also try? That's the correct response. Who else can try? Another way. Yeah. There's no right and wrong answer here in this kind of question. From the meaning, data analysis, that is just the meaning. Data analysis, which is about you learn how to use various tools for so the analysis. Data analysis is about analyzing data in such a way that it will give a meaningful insight into data. Most of the time when you see a raw data, it looks as if it doesn't have any meaning. You see data, you just see the long list, 90,000 rows, 100,000 rows, 1.5 million rows, and the rest. So sometimes it doesn't have any meaning. But after you analyze such a data, then you can now see some insights coming in from same. You can say, okay, this is the trend of our sales, this is the trend of our purchases, this is how our customers are behaving, and the rest. So that is what data analysis is all about. And the data analytics is the learning of using the required tools to visualize or interpret or analyze data. And when you talk about data analysis, there are about 2 or 3 things we are going to learn majorly. Number one is how to clean your data, how to analyze data, and how to visualize it. Let me put on my Power BI so you can see some things from there. Let me put on my Power BI so you can see some things from there. Okay, while it's coming up. So that is what data analysis is all about. Now, then the next question here is, who is an analyst? Who is an analyst itself? Can somebody help us with that? Now we already know what data analysis is all about. Now, we should know who the analysts are. By English, analyst is human being. By English, meaning the analyst is human being. But who is a data analyst? Simple English.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, a data analyst is a person who uses his expert skill to analyze the data in such a way to make an informed decision.
Exactly. Because since data analysis is about analyzing and visualizing data to communicate some basic insights from your data. So the person who does same is a data analyst. The person who can give such an insight is called what? Is a data analyst. So now there are two different things that I will want, or three different things that will come to our mind when we hear about data analyst. Now, let me move to the slide number 4. Okay. Here we have, or when we move to that, let's look at this. Why analytics? Why? Who can give me some real life example of why analytics? How can we use data analysis in the real life settings? Or where can we use it in the real life settings? Who are the users? Who are the users of data analytics? Who are the users? Can you give me few example about those who uses data analytics?
Yes.
One.
The government can use data analysis.
Good.
For planning and budgeting.
For planning and budgeting, great. And that will help them to know which area need what, who need what, which area need this, and which area need an attention about particular thing. That's good. That's one. What else which area can we use data analytics also?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
We have several users of the data.
Okay.
Them is investor or potential investors.
Yeah, that is a business. That's a business.
They can use
area.
the analysis to to have the informed decision to know if they can invest on that
business or not.
Business or not. That's
Good.
number one.
That's business.
We still have we also have employee also. They use data to know if they are going to engage themselves or get themselves employed in that type of the company or manufacturing or in a particular sector. The employee can do it. Management also use data.
Okay.
It depends on maybe the divisional analysis or region analysis, or it depends on the
kind of structure the company
analysis.
has.
Yes, when they do the analysis, they will be able to make an informed decision or planning, controlling, and so forth like that, as far as data analysis is concerned.
Okay, thank you. That's the business side. Good. So somebody mentioned government. Somebody mentioned business entity, both investors, employer, employee, bank, everybody. That is about business side. What else? Which other area do you think we can need analysis?
Hello, everyone. We need analysis in the security aspect.
Exactly. Yeah. Great one.
With the data they can able to understand where areas they can focus.
Exactly. That is,
even
if you have a crime rate, if you have crime somewhere, or you want to know the crime rate over the years, and see the trend. You need to analyze the crime, different crime from different area and from different perspectives, time, date, and so many things. Good. That's a good one.
We need it. We also need it in the hospital.
Health center.
We
The
also
health,
need it
yeah.
in the hospital.
The health.
Health
Good.
center. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. That's
Yeah.
another. That is another area.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. So we can all see that almost in every facet of our lifestyle, of our life, we need analysis. Even in our home personal life, in our life. I think there are some of us here that like football. When you want to play Chelsea, maybe you want to play FA, or they want to play Premier League, you see people coming up with different kind of analysis. That okay, they will beat Chelsea. They've met 100 times. Man U has beaten them 50 times. They played draw 25 times. They won. You get it? That's analysis, because that will give them insight to the time they won. What did they do right at that time when they won? And the time when they are wrong, there's something they did wrong at that time. So that will help them to plan for the next game they want to play. So analytics, the reason why data analysis is very important is this: it is not confined to a particular company. It's not confined to an industry. It's useful for almost everybody. Even in personal life, you must analyze how you spend your money. You may not visualize it, but even if you like, you can even visualize the way you are spending. Put it in a pie chart and see what your money are actually going for. You get that now? So these are the reasons why we need data analytics. And why do we need to learn it? Why do we need to learn data analytics? Here now, we are going to talk about some of the reasons here. The first reason, which I like to first mention, is actually because it is very easy to migrate into. That is the area I like the most. The area I like the most is that it's very easy to migrate into data analysis. There are so many areas of tech that we all know. There are so many areas of technology that we know. Talk about cloud computing. Talk about what do you call it? Digital marketing. Then you talk about AI. So and others. So these are the areas whereby people are beginning to, that is coming up every day, and people need to learn how to use those skills. But out of all these skills, one of the easiest area to join into technology is actually through data analytics. Easy to learn, easy to migrate, and the pay is not bad. I'm sure most of us have people who have traveled to UK. Most people have traveled to UK. You see that most of them, when they get to UK, they now come back home to come and learn. They will now link back home to learn how to do data analysis, because the average pay they get from being a data analyst is far above what they have if they are into health, or what do you call it? There's a way caregiver. They work as a caregiver, and why somebody is earning like $20,000 or £20,000 whatsoever. So as a data analyst who is just starting the career into data analysis will be making like 40,000, 50,000 per annum. You get it now? So the pay is not bad. That is the reason why you see everything day and every day. You see people talking about data analysis. And another good thing about it is that it's not confined to a particular area. That is, it doesn't mean that because you are in Nigeria that you cannot work for a company in US. We've seen people who are in Nigeria who are actually working for a company from around the world. using data analysis knowledge. You get that now? So with this, we move. Okay, so I put some points here where we have the average pay is not bad, and there is huge demand. For example, in Nigeria now, there is no much use. Okay, let's say in 5 years. No, 5 years ago, nobody talk about data analysis. Nobody want to employ a data analyst in Nigeria. But now, even in Nigeria now, especially from the fintech companies and the tech companies, banks, insurance, and the rest, there is huge demand. The demand keep increasing day in, day out. And this is not what you can just wake up and become a data analyst. So sometimes when you see people on the internet or on LinkedIn, you see so many data analysts on LinkedIn. So many data analysts, because when somebody is able to use some simple Excel tools, he becomes data analyst. And you just see data analyst on his profile there. Yeah, he's an analyst, but there's a point at which he will have to run away, and he will not be able to cope with the realities when it comes to that. And the skill is something you can learn quickly. It's something you can learn. It's not something that very difficult to learn. Something you can learn, and the role is very wide. And like we all mentioned the other time, it's not particular to a particular area, a particular field, or particular industry. It cuts across so many industries. And there is it involves creative and analytical thinking. You cannot just sit down and become an analyst. You have to sit down and work. There are times when you have a data that you have to work like 3, 4, 5 days. You won't even know where to start from. You get it now? It can be so tedious. Some data can be dirty that will take you so many times, so many days to clean them. It's not, but even in class, you're going to take you some process of cleaning. But when you want to clean a real dirty data, it's going to take a lot of time to figure out how to fix those things out, how to fix them. So now, the next thing I want to show was where I was before. That is on the data analyst, data scientist, and data engineer. You see, we have data analyst, scientist, and engineer. These 3 skills, they are skills that are very close to each other. Their works also, there's a way the works, is a kind of interwoven. They are related, and they also cross each other. But each of them, especially data analysts and data scientists, they are somehow close to each other. But there's a distinction between them. One, when you talk about data analyst, because sometimes when you hear data analysis, is it data science or data analysis? When you talk about data analysis and data scientist, data analysis is about doing the analysis of a particular data to solve a specific problem. You have a problem you want to solve, or you want to look at the insight into the back, into the history, into the back whatsoever. So as a data analyst, you'll be given some data to check into the history of the company and bring out some insight from same. And the tools that we use as an analyst include Microsoft Excel, Power BI, Tableau, and there are more other tools that can also be used for visualization. Among them, we have there's a Google, what do you call it? There's a Google tools that is very popular for analysis too. So meanwhile, all these tools, they work more on structured data. Please note that word, unstructured data. But in the case of data scientists, it makes use of all the tools we've mentioned before, but also go ahead to add some other tools because of the need to work on unstructured data. Data scientists work more on when you have an unstructured data, unstructured data that doesn't have any structure. In that point, you need a data scientist to work on that, and they make use of more of programming language, especially the Python and the R programming. They use the Python more and R programming. That is the reason why most of the time when you talk about data analysis, we want to ask you, are we going to learn Python? You see, are we going to learn Python? So, and unless we are going to touch everything, just small. I want to believe that to learn Python alone, at least you need to dedicate like 8 weeks separate for Python. To learn Python alone, you need to dedicate at least like 8 weeks for Python on its own. Because if you want to learn Python and learn data, I want to learn Excel, Power BI, SQL, W, and everything within 8 weeks. It's going to be cumbersome, and you're going to jump so many things. And in this case, in our own case, what we want you to go through is, them, you have the deep understanding of each of these tools. You have deep understanding of each of these tools in such a way that when you want to work on your own, you'll be able to work independently without fear. You'll be able to work independently without fear when you see any data in future. So in this training, we are going to focus on data analysis. The first one here is what this our training is all about. It doesn't cover the other scientists or the engineering. In the case of engineering is more of building infrastructure for that support the first two. I think it's a bit clearer now. So when you talk about data analysis and data science, they have some things in common, but data science is more or less higher in rank and use more tools than data analysis. Then another thing that comes to mind is people also ask questions. Data analyst and business analyst. Can somebody tell me the difference between the two? Data analyst and business analyst. DA and BA. Can somebody talk? Can somebody explain? Or can you explain what you know about the two? Data analyst and business analyst. Can you say something about it? Or the either similarity or the difference between the two? Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I think data analysis is talking about data generally. You know, when we talk about data, it may not necessarily be about business. It may be in other area, maybe about environment, about country generally. But in terms of business analysis, want to go into how can we use business data to better take a decision about business? So that is what I can say about it. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So I really appreciate that. You've nailed it. That is exactly what it means. Both are professionals who uses data analysis skills to explain the data. While data analysis or data analysts work on data generally, business analysts work on business data to solve to answer some specific business questions. So one good thing about learning data analysis is that they are going to make use of the same tools, while the other one still needs some knowledge of business knowledge in area of presentations, so as to present. You know, when you talk about business, there's a way you look at business from perspective from the area of knowledge too. So if you learn data analysis, that means you already have the skill to work as a business analyst too. So if you see an opening, you see somebody, you see an opening for data analysis or business analysis, please apply for it. So don't think that is another thing entirely, except you don't have any knowledge, any business knowledge at all in the past. So if you have business knowledge, you can actually perform as a business analyst too. You just need to add some skills to your knowledge of data analysis. But as that has been said, when you talk about financial analyst, please, it's different from business analyst. We have financial analyst. In that case, that is a complete different field on its own, very wide, and it covers so many things. So when you talk about financial analyst, it's not in the group of data analysis or business analyst. Financial analysis is far different from them, because they are going to focus more on both macro and micro economy, business analysis, and much more. You get that now? So, but the area that is very close to each other is actually data analysis, data scientist, and business analyst. From once you are a data analyst, you just need to go and learn. Just learn Python, or either Python or R. Python is widely used for so many things, not only just for data analysis. Almost every is more or less like an household name in technology generally. Python is useful even in web designing and other things. You use Python for so many things. So learning Python will now change you from being a data analyst, and you become a data scientist, whereby you can actually work on any form of data presented to you from any source. And also we have the hard programming. Hard programming is specific. Is more specific to data analysis, while Python only has some of the components, some of the tools that Python use. There are some tools that are meant for data analysis, from pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, and the rest. There are some that are useful for data analysis. You get it now? So now the next thing we're going to talk about is this course we want to learn. This course we want to learn itself. Looking at this screen, I think you can see my screen. Okay, I think I'm sharing. Sorry, let me share the slide itself. Okay, now this training, we're going to start the next training on April 1st, which is next week, Saturday. So it's going to take us 8 weeks, which has been structured into this. We have structured them like this. We have the first 5 days. The first 5 days is going to be on Microsoft Excel, which is going to be like 553. That's about 13 hours. That is what we have for Microsoft Excel, is about 13 hours. That's the least we're going to spend on it. It won't be less than 13 hours. It can be more, depending on how fast we're able to get what we are passing across. Because in our own case, we don't always want to just rush the training. We want you to have better understanding of those training, so that even if it's only one that you understand, you can stand by that, and when you're living and you live your life. So we always want people to learn and understand. And what we encourage the most is that we want you to practice and practice and practice. There are so many of us who have gone for so many training. But at the end of the day, it just become one of those training. Why? Because we did not practice what we learn. And when you don't practice, it will be very difficult to make use of those knowledge that you don't practice. So it's very difficult to make use of that kind of knowledge when you don't practice it. You will see what I'm going to do for you to make sure that you learn very well. Okay, then after the first 5 days, and the topics are going to cover under Excel, from basic functions, cell referencing, named range, logical functions, page special. Then we move to data structuring, data formatting, sorting and filtering, including advanced sorting and advanced filtering, or sorry, custom sorting and advanced filtering. Then to statistical functions. We also have conditional formatting and data tools. We're going to learn how to use some data tools, including text to column, data validation tools, flash fill, and we learn some data cleaning. This data cleaning we are talking about here is a training on its own. It's going to take nothing less than 1.5 to 2 hours on its own. In most cases, we usually separate it out and look for a time to learn this, because what I'm going to teach you under data cleaning is we are going to teach you at least functions that will come under this data cleaning. Will have like not less than 20 different functions we are going to learn under this data cleaning only. Then we move to the more advanced. Here we are going to advance. From all this, some of these are more or less intermediate. Then we move to advanced, where we have the VLOOKUP, index and match, data modeling, and pivot table. Pivot table is actually where we are heading to. With all the training, we are moving towards pivot table. So we learn pivot table, how to use pivot table. One of the finest tools that Excel has presented to the world is pivot table. One of the best tools that Excel has presented to humanity is actually the pivot table. So we are going to learn how to use pivot table, and then we move to pivot chart, and we create how to create interactive dashboard using Microsoft Excel. You know that you can create an interactive dashboard with Excel. Yes, with Microsoft Excel, you can create an interactive dashboard. The dashboard that when you interact with it, you want to see after you see the dashboard, okay, what if this? Okay, how about this? You can actually do that using Microsoft Excel. So I'm going to show you how to do that using slicers and the rest. Then we move to Power Query, the Power BI. For Power BI, we have 4 classes. We have four classes. Yeah, we have the first one for Power Query and data cleaning. Generally, I'm going to focus on Power Query and the cleaning of data. When you talk about Power Query, learning of Power Query is useful in 2 ways. There is Power Query in Excel. Do you know that? Do you know that there's Power Query in Excel? Has any one of us used Power Query in Excel before? Please, you can unmute and talk. Have you used Power Query in Excel before? Ooh, is there any one of us who have used that?
Someone like me is even new to Excel itself.
Is that what?
I said someone like me is even new to Excel.
Okay, no problem. I know some of us are new. That's the reason why we started. You can see that our training starts from basic functions. We are starting from basic functions for people who are just starting. But I know some people, not all of us are new here. Not all of us are new. Some people want to advance their knowledge. Some of these things we are talking about in the first area in Excel, some of us already have some knowledge about this. So the area that is left is to increase, just to move ahead and crown the knowledge. You get that now? Then, so we talk about Power Query. If you know Power Query in Power BI, even if you don't use Power BI, the knowledge is useful in Excel. When you get under your data tools in Excel, you see get data there. Let me see if I have an Excel open. Let me see if I have an Excel open. Okay. See here, under this data, let me share my Excel, sorry. Okay. See this data here. When you click on data here, when you click on get external data, see the information you have here. When you click on get external data, most of the time when you get this data, you are going into Power Query. See something here, new query, show query from table, get and transform. So this tool is for data transformation, cleaning and transformation of data. But we will not learn it. We will not learn it in Excel because the data Power Query in Excel is not that robust compared to Power Query in Power BI. What the Power Query in Power BI is more robust when you compare it to what you have in in Excel. So that is that. Then the next thing after that is Power BI itself. We learn how to create some DAX functions. I think some of us have had DAX function before. We've heard about DAX. DAX, that is data analysis expression. Data analysis expression. So how to create some calculated column using formulas. How to create calculated functions. How to use some how to create new measures. How to use some DAX functions, including discount, count if, the date, time, and more. So we're going to learn that for this and this, and we create different type of chart with it. You see how we create different chart in Power BI. Then we move into Power BI visualization. You see on visualization after this, then we move to dashboard formatting and the rest. That is the final training on Power BI. So that will take us about this is about 2, 3, 2, 3. That's about 10 hours. That's a 2, 3, 2, 3. That is about 10 hours training on Power BI. Then we move to SQL. Our SQL is going to be like 3 classes. If all things being equal, like I said earlier, all things being equal, you have 3 classes for our SQL. That is, I'm going to take you from introduction to SQL. And what I'm going to learn on the SQL is Microsoft SQL Server. You know, there are so many SQLs out there. But once you know one, they are general. It's like SQL is like, okay, when you talk about vehicle, you have Corolla, you have Toyota, you have Camry. So you have so many vehicles. But if you look at vehicles, they all have the same thing. They have almost the same thing in common. They have gear, they have board, they have steering, they have engine, they have battery. They have almost the same thing in common. Although when you bring them to mechanic, not all mechanic can do all vehicles. Same thing with SQL. They have almost everything in common. Although you may need to learn some area of some areas that are just different from them, the way they package them, because of the interface where they build them is always different. If you look at Maclean tube and close-up tube and Oral-B, they are all toothpaste, but the container differs, and so that make them and that's the reason why they sell them at a different whatsoever. So, but you're looking at them, they serve the same purpose. So then we move to Tableau. This area we don't advise you to install Tableau earlier. If you want to learn Tableau, you must be ready to learn it within 15 days. Within 15 days, you must learn your Tableau. So when you learn how to use Tableau, and Tableau is also the same thing like Power BI. It does the same thing like Power BI, but it's more robust when it comes to data analysis. It makes your life simple, very easy to use, and very interactive. You will enjoy data when you work with Tableau. But the problem is Tableau is not that cheap, and you can't get it. You can't get it free. You can't get it free. The only thing you can get free after learning Tableau is to go for Tableau Public. The only thing is to go for Tableau Public. And Tableau Public, you cannot use it for private data. That will be a public data. But to learn, you learn within 15 days, then you cannot go for Tableau Public, and you start showcasing what you have done with public data. So if there is a company that now needs your knowledge of Tableau, then you have to install the right Tableau and start working as an analyst. And finally, we talk about, you remember in the beginning, we said, when you talk about data analysis, you talk about critical thinking. It's about critical thinking and deep thinking. So here we're going to explain to you, take you through the process of thinking like a business owner. To get your data right, put yourself in the shoe of the person you're analyzing for. What are the questions they are likely to ask? Let's say you are the owner of this business. What are the possible questions you are going to ask from this? Or what are the area of interest from this analysis, from this data that you will need? So I'm going to take you that, and that will be the 8th week of the training. Then thereafter, we are going to provide you with some data to perform your internship. The internship here is not linked to a specific. Please, somebody is annotating my screen. Who is this? Who is annotating the screen? Please drop the annotation. But the annotation, you see, there is annotate on your screen. This when you see that black bar, you see annotate there. Please take it down. Take it down, please, so that you don't stop writing on my screen here. Okay. So I'm going to provide you with a minimum of 8 to 10 different data sets. I'm going to give you between 8 to 10 different data sets. The reason why I'm going to give you this is that if you learn something in class, if you don't practice it very well, you will think you know, you actually don't know. But you may think that you know, and in the real sense, you don't know. You get that now? But there's no way you will have worked on 10 different data sets from different sources, and you still be a newbie in that area. So when you get any data in the future, to start working with your data will be so easy, because you've come across different data from different sources. You get that now? So then, after that, the next thing we are going to, okay, sorry. So the next thing now is, why do you need to buy our course? Why do you need to buy from us? One, the training here, you can see from the timetable you see there, it's not just it's not a theoretical game. We don't need to, we are not going to teach you what is data analysis during the training. What is the type of data analysis? No. You go and learn that one, go and read that one. But what I'm going to take you through is the tools you're going to use and how to use those tools. Because your employer does not need the theory. Yeah, they need a certificate, but they don't need the theory. They want you to know, to be able to practice what they employ you for. They want to see the data in action. They want to work with that data. They need information that can help them to make informed decisions. Then, our training, just started our training late last year. We started bottom of the concept training late last year, and successfully we started with October training, and we had this successfully, and we started another one in January, which is coming to an end. Actually, we should have ended it today, but I've been having a power issue for some time now. And each time my engineer comes, they go again and they solve it and the problem persists. So that's the reason why we could not conclude their own training. And perhaps by next week, we're going to conclude their own training. That is January. And the election too, we have some breaks in between the training. And for the third training that we had was in February. From February training to, for people who join our February training, we've concluded their Excel class. We are concluding the Power BI next week. The SQL is concluding next week too. And what is left for them is actually the Tableau for February training. So your training, your set is the next set. We have a very small a very small company for now. So we these are company, being a small one, we have interaction with everybody. In the new company, once they give you the training class, that's the end. If you don't understand, go and ask your colleague. Very difficult to talk to them. Even when you see that, that's when you hear that I don't respond to WhatsApp message. When they're a big company, you see that they will not even respond to WhatsApp messages. But in our own case, I'm just a phone call away from you. If you know those who have attended my training before, you chat me, I respond. You call me, I respond. Sometimes I have to take you on a personal whatsoever to ensure that you understand what we are taking in class. Then the training fee for full training is 30,000 naira. However, out of that 16 trainings, we have 8 weeks, 2 days per week, which is 18 weeks, 16 classes. The first 2 classes free for everybody. The first 2 classes, that is, the first 2 classes for Excel is free for everybody. Everybody can join that class. But those who does not, if you don't pay after that 2 training, then you will not be allowed to continue with the training. Then the third thing, another thing here is that we made the payment easy. We are just a starter. And at times when people say that the cost is huge, I just look at it. Hey, if you want to learn from the grown up, the big wigs in the industry, you see what they charge. You see what they charge for the training. Charge much, and at the same time, they just teach you and they leave you alone. But in our own case, we give you 10 projects and we're going to support you with the projects. We give you the project, you do it, you submit, and you put it on you showcase it on your favorite either LinkedIn or whatsoever. You showcase it, and we support you when you have any area that is not clear to you. You come back and we look at it together and we resolve the problem. And at the same time, so we make the payment, we allow instrumental payment, but before the 4th week classes, we want all payment to be concluded. That is, we are paying 10,000 first week, 10,000 second week, 10,000 third week. So we expect that if you are paying 15,000, 15,000 first week, 15 third week, or you pay 2010. Whichever is easy for you. We want all payment to be ended before the 4th week. And finally, your money is safe. After the 3rd class, we have 2 classes free. After the 3rd class, if you are not satisfied, you get your money back. After the 3rd one, and you see that this is not the way you want to go, you are free. You get your money back 100%. No charges for, okay, you attended 3, so you're going to remove anything from your money. Nobody will not remove anything from your money. You get your money back 100%. That is after the 3rd classes. That is, you have 3 classes to check on our training. If it's something that makes sense to you, yeah, go ahead. But if it doesn't make any sense to you, you are actually free to exit, and you get your fund back immediately. Then so finally, we move to the areas where we just advise you. This one is advice. It's not about the analysis is not just about You want to just visualize, visualize only. No. You see, you must have passion for it. You want to dig into every data. You want to look deep inside it. Not that I've submitted now, I've done it. No. Make sure you do it. You want success from it. You said it now. And remember when we said that we are going to take you through some tools. At the same time, the tools, understanding the tools become skills for you. When you understand how to use those tools, it becomes skills for you. So those area you have to now specialize on whatever you learn. Specialize on area. So everybody want to learn everything nowadays. People want to learn everything. You want to learn everything. You want to be everywhere. And that is not possible. You can't be master of everything. Especially when you are starting, you have to start small. And then you expand as time goes on. Please, a minute, please. So, as I was saying, don't be afraid to specialize, so that focus on any area that whatever you want to know it. You can't be everywhere. You can't know everything. And you are the this guru, data analysis guru, Python guru, everything. You want to be guru in everything. No, you can't be guru in everything. Yeah, you can have some ideas on other things too, but you have to be specialized in some area that you want to be good at. Then you can now expand from there. Then the last one is okay, don't ignore soft skills from communications, which is very key. Communications also matters. For communications, emotional intelligence, and the rest. So we are looking at how to bring that one into our course too. We'll be bringing up we'll be bringing some experts in those fields too once in a while to come and talk to our students. During the last one we are doing now, we brought in an expert who take us through how to navigate job market, and he gave us some tips on how to get some jobs. So we are going to be bringing people to mentor us on the soft skills too. Then never stop learning. Coming into data analysis is not a joke. Once you know it, but you don't stop learning. If you are following the trend, recently they said that Amazon is going to offload thousands of staff again. Facebook has offloaded some, Google has offloaded, Twitter has offloaded, Amazon is offloading now again. So many people are losing and are coming out of all those great companies, and they're coming into the job market straight. Most of them will come to job market, while some of them, or few of them, will also go and build their own capability in another field. but most of them will come to your market, and you have people you are competing with people. There's real and huge competition in the market. So you have to follow whatever part you want to follow. Please follow it. Don't look at don't say you want to learn this small, go and learn that one small. Whatever you want to learn it and understand it. Become an expert in that area. So that is very important. And with this, we get to the end of the slide. I want to take one or two questions before we show some things for you. Okay. Any question? Okay. I said I want to show you some things from the observer before. Look at this data. Look at this data. This is cholera outbreak of 1853. This cholera outbreak of 1853. This is the record kept by church in those years. I think the church used to keep the record, and I think this is a Spanish. This is Spanish. Swedish. Rather, I think it's Swedish, not Spanish. So it's Swedish. So this data, or actually in Swedish, we have to transform the data into English first. We use this Google Translate. There is a Google tool called Google Translate. We use it to translate from one language to the other. Then, when you look at it from this, you can see that you can take little information from here. There's little thing you can take from this data you have here. It's very difficult to understand what their data is saying. But when you come to visualization now, you can see that it's making meaning. Now, from this outbreak, we have the total death. You can see the number of people who died within that period. You can say, okay, how many males are there? How many females are there? Okay, which day of the week are people dying the most? All about the month. From within the period, which month do most people die the more? You can see that we can see from this analysis, can quickly tell us what is happening. How you see now? Look at August 12th. September, we have 183 record. October 42, and November, we have 11. So you can see some insights into this data that look like ordinary data here is now telling us we can now see the information. And another thing about visualization is this. When you talk about visualization, when you see something like this, is far better than writing it down. When you write figure on Sunday 25 this, you forget immediately. But look at this data. If I ask you tomorrow, which month has the largest death, you don't need to think before you remember that it's September, because once you see something, it stick into your brain quickly, and quickly make informed decision from it. And look at the age bracket. We created an age bracket for them. We have adult, we have young, and we have undergraduate. From this, you can see this. Then we have under analysis by profession. We have the age analysis, the death by the age, different age analysis. You can see now. So these are little things. Now we also have what is called filter. If you put anything to this filter will act. When you want to filter something, you want to filter just the top 10 profession here, you can use filter to do that. Okay, you have slicers that can tell you that, okay, you want to see the adult only. From this set of analysis we have here, you want to see just the adult. Can you see now? So from this, you can see, okay, this is the number of adults that actually died during the period. That is the interactive aspect of it. Very interactive, very fine. You see now, underage, the underage people who died during the incident of a cholera outbreak in 1853, we have them like this, and we have the young ones. We have young people who died from same during the period. So, and finally, I want to show you an Excel also. Look at this sales analysis in Excel. Look at this sales. What can you say? What can you take out of this? Looking at these sales, what can you take out from these sales? Can you see? Very, very difficult to take anything out of it. But at the end of the day, I think we created a dashboard for this. Let me check. Okay, we have the charts. So you can see different chart that comes from the same data that we have there. Different, this is sales by country. You can see now, you can see which country is giving us the largest sales. You can see the pie chart, see the analysis, the sales by deal size, the large size, small size, and medium size. You have the column, analysis by column, where you have the column, the product. So we have analysis by product line. The product that you are selling in this company, you can see which product is giving us more sales at this point. And we have the line chart that is telling us the trend, the quarter in 2003 trend. Please, can you mute, please? Can you mute, please? Falola, can you mute? So you can see the trend. It will show you which period we usually have the largest sales. Look at this trend, so you can see the trend with your analysis. And okay, I think that's all we have in this particular analysis. Now, with this, now you can create a dashboard and make the dashboard interactive. Now, let me. We have a few minutes to the end of the observer. So let's quickly do. I will take you how to create some pivot table from this data set. So let me save it as ordinary. Let me open a new worksheet. I will send it into the Zoom into the Zoom chat box. You can download it and we'll do the analysis together. Any questions so far? Any question?
Yes, my own is just like clarification.
Yeah, go ahead.
With my little experience, sir,
okay,
on
sir.
all these, what's it called, tools,
Yeah.
I hope the time allotted will be okay, because I can see Tableau, Excel, Power BI, etc., etc. That's my only fear, sir. Hope the time, because I think those things are very elaborate than taking them within 2-3 weeks per course.
Okay, good. Like I said, the time is enough. There are two things. I said two things. Number one, the time is enough. Number two, sometimes we extend some things if we think that if we think that you've not understood or you did not grab what we are saying very well. You get it? So if you have anybody who has taken our course or is still taking our course, they can testify to that. But looking at all those tools, you cannot know everything in Power BI. You get it? But once you know, you need to know enough things that will get you started. Are you getting me? You can't know everything. I cannot tell you that, okay, everything in Excel, I'm going to teach you everything in Excel. No. In fact, if you enter formula only, you want to learn all financial functions, all logical functions, all text functions, date and time functions, look up reference, mass. You get it now? You can't learn everything. Look at over under this one. You still have so many things. But most of those things, you don't need them. Most of those things that we not teach you, you don't need them. So, but as time goes on, if there is need for any other thing, your prior knowledge will help you to solve those problems. You get that one now? So that is my response to that. The time is enough. I told you that we have taken 2 classes. We are taking 2 classes currently. One is supposed to end this weekend, but we end next week because of the holidays and also the logistic issue from my own end. You get it now? But we will not say because of that we now end because it's 8 weeks. 8 weeks. No, we don't just look at 8 weeks like that. We look at it from perspective of people. These people are paid, and they must get value for whatever they have paid for. And you remember, we are going to give you 8 different data sets, which means that even some of those areas we will not touch in class, you will need them when you start working on your data set, on your data set. Some of the areas we didn't touch. By the time you are working on data, you will be facing different challenges from different data, different problems. So as I said, there's no way you work on 10 data sets and you are still a novice in that regard. You will no longer be a novice when it comes to that particular tools. I hope I answer your question, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Who else? Anybody with another question? John Eke. John Eke.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. I think
Yes,
you have attended our training before, right? Or you attend currently?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay. Okay. What can you say about our training? Are we just glossing over the other topics?
So I used to revise after I used to revise after the class.
Okay.
But I've been very busy though.
Okay. Are the
Yeah.
revision, are they very easy to understand?
It's easy, yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I just saw his name here. I look around the names and I could see that his name is familiar to us. What we do is we make sure that all classes are recorded.
Okay.
All our classes are recorded, and we pass the recordings across to everybody who participate in the training or who has paid for the training. So any other question? Please, a minute, please. Sorry, I'm actually talking to somebody to help me fix the electricity, whatever. My battery is going down. So I've sent the master work, the master class that this sales analysis. I've sent it to you, so you can download it now so that we can quickly go through some things there. Okay, good. Somebody is asking a question. Is the training going to be online? Yes, factual. Yes, it's going to be factual. The training is factual training, 100% factual. And we are going to group everybody into, you are going to be in the WhatsApp group. that where we share the information pertaining to training, the training day, training materials, training course, and training recordings. All the recordings will be shared within that group too. So I think I answered your question. Oluwaseun. The training is online, it's virtual, 100%. Where is it? Okay. So, good. And there's something that we are going to do for people, for those who are interested in paying. But the window will be very short. It's going to be a very short window. That is discount, the discounted price. So people who are saying that they want, I should give them discount. The discount is going to be a very short window for people if you really know that. Let me ask a question. If somebody put a gun on somebody's neck, not on your neck or not on my neck, or on someone's neck, and tell the person to run 20 kilometers in 5 hours, what do you think will happen? I want 2 responses. How would the person feel? 20 kilometers in 5 hours. Please, 2 responses. Somebody put a gun on somebody's neck and say
he will run as fast as he can to cover the the area.
Happily, will he be happy?
No.
But
Sweating.
But he will believe. The first thing that won't come to his mind is that it's not possible. 20 kilometers in 5 hours. It's not possible. He will believe it's not possible. All right. Any other response again? Somebody put a gun on somebody's neck and say you have to run 5 kilometers.
He may believe it's not possible, but after seeing pressure or others realize that it's under duress, he will be able to do it because
by force.
He will gather one energy from nowhere because of the pressure.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. That is when necessity comes, when something become compulsory for the person. That's good. Now let's now see from different perspective. Now let's somebody just bought a joggers and a pair of trainers, and every morning he do practice. After like 6 months, he was able to run 20 kilometers in 5 hours. What do you think the person will do? Will he feel bad or be happy? Will the person be happy or the person will feel bad? What do you think will happen to the person?
He will do it happily because he is accustomed to it.
It's the same thing, but because of the way it comes. So that's the reason why when you want to learn, when you want to do something, let it come from your mind. Once it comes from your mind, don't let people push you. Is this, is that? Know why you want to know, you want to do it. That's the reason why we explain. We have to explain so many things at the beginning of the training. And that's the reason why we even give 2 days, full 2 days free for everybody to come in. You get it now? But the reason is so that it can come from your mind. When you want to learn it, you know you want to learn it, and you must give it everything that you need. After some time, after 2 months, 3 months, when you see all those tools, you just laugh. You do it happily. You can go anywhere. You can showcase it. If one of you, if you follow me on my LinkedIn name is Akim Mustafa ACA. Akim Mustafa ACA. If you follow my LinkedIn, you see so many times I just come online and maybe I have one new whatever. I show it. I show like this one I show you just now. I think I showed it last week. I displayed it, I think last week, this cholera outbreak on my LinkedIn. If you go to my LinkedIn page, you're going to see this thing there, this cholera outbreak. I just did it. Yeah. So you'll be happy. You do it happily, even if they don't send you. Just look for any data. One of my students in one of the people who joined my October training. That's our first training. He did analysis recently after the presidential election. He did he analyzed the election himself, and he put it in his own blog, and I was happy. You get it now? Nobody sent him to go and be analyzing politics, but because he know how to use the tool, he deliberately look for data himself, and he work on it, and he presented it, and he put it in his own blog. You get it now? So that is how it will be at the end of the day. But if they force you to learn it, you will do it. I think this is John AK now, that said that I think it's one of those guys that doesn't come to class. He's busy. That's the reason why I was surprised about his name. I was suspecting that he's one of my students, although it may be one of those people who are busy. But you can see he said he goes through the classes. Yeah, that is I have to know somebody who want to learn. Somebody who want to learn will always find time out of no time, because I'm sure I don't know when you start this class, 70% of people are going to pay for this class are going to be working class. From the experience I've gathered over this short period, they're going to be working class and they don't have time. Please don't be among those who don't have time. Create time. Create time. Create time. Create time. Even if it is night, please create that time, even in the night, and do something. You get it now? Create time and learn. It's just a matter of short time to learn. Just short, very short. 2 months. 2 months. I was surprised that even when we started January, we will be like 25 in class. Later it become 15, 18, 12. You see, people easily fed up. People easily fed up with things. But if you want to learn something, please learn it. Take that short period to learn whatever you want to learn. It's not that's the reason why the training must not be too long. If you want to learn for 3 months now, at the end of 3 months, only you will be in the class. You get it now? But please, let's learn what I want to learn. And every assignment we give out, work on them. I think some of you are in my WhatsApp group. Sometimes I share some of the visualization that my students are doing. Those people who started in February, they started building some visualization from Excel, from Power BI. I think I've shared some with you. People in January have started building on Tableau, building on this and that. Those are what we did in class. Now, I dropped their project yesterday for January group. I just gave them their project yesterday. 9 projects are there. 9 projects are there. I give them 9 projects, and I ask them to go and source for one themselves, making 10. They source for one themselves from the internet, and they have 9 already in the cloud that my Google Drive that I've shared with them. Then, so I think that is that about it. So, in the short period that we have, like I said, you still have 2 free masterclass, 2 free full class after today. 2 full classes, you have it, that you can actually join our class and learn whatever you want to learn. And but if you want to pay, I would advise. I said I'm going to give you a short period between now and the 30th only. Between now and 30th, if you can pay between now and 30th, you will be granted 10% discount. That will mean you pay 27,000 naira only. That is if you can pay between now and 30th. If you want to pay on installment, you must pay nothing less than how much? 27,000, right? You must pay nothing less than 17,000. If you pay 17,000, you will be entitled to discount. That means you have only 10,000 naira to balance. If you can make it between now and 20 and 30th, then you'll be granted the discount. Okay. So let's stop the question there. Now let's look at this analysis, this data itself. This is sales data. Sales data. From this data, I think you've downloaded it from I sent it to the group chat, I hope you've downloaded it. From this data, looking at this data now, you can see that we have the order number, the quantity ordered, we have the price each, the order line number, we have sales, we have order date, we have status, quarter ID, month ID, and the rest. All these represent different columns. Now, you are a data analyst and they give you this data. The first thing you need to know is you need to understand what each of the columns stand for. And if you don't know any of them, you ask the person who has information about the data to tell you what each of them stand for. Looking at this data now, who can tell me what a single row of this, what are we, all this column, what does it represent? What does a line of this column means to us? Who can tell me what is a row? We have the order number, quantity number, price number, all this. On a single, what does it mean on a single row? What does a single row mean to us? Each of these rows, what does it stand for? This row, what does it stand for? What does this one stand for? What does this stand for? Can somebody explain that to us?
I don't know, but I think it's talking about the role. Each role is talking about the details of a particular good.
Yeah, a particular sales, something that was sold. A row is talking about that sales, the sales of a particular row. That means this row, we sold something, and this is the order number for the sales. This is the quantity that was ordered. You get it now? This is the price we sold it per each, the price per each of the products. This is the order line number. That is, each of the order, they have their own, we have line number that we use for them from the company. Then we have the sales. This sales is the multiplication of this by this. Now, we have the order date, the date of that order. This order that we have here, this sales, the date of that particular order is there. Now, the status is the order shipped or still in progress or whatsoever. Is it shipped or in progress or cancelled or whatsoever? You will know from here. This column is telling us. Then which quarter? Is it first quarter or second quarter or third quarter? Which month? The month ID. Is it month 1, month 2, month 3, and the rest? What about the year ID? What about the year ID itself? Which year? How many years are here? We will know from here. Okay, we have 2003, 2004, 2005. Then we have product line. So what item did we sell? We have motorcycle. There are other products here. When you click on this drop down here, you see what we have. These are what they are selling in this company. Then we have this this is MSRP. I think somebody said is the price that the manufacturer will give them. They give them a kind of price that they suggest they should sell. So that is that. Then we have the production code. Then we have the customer name, phone number, address. That is address 2. The city, the state, the postal code, the country code. You can see so many things about that one single order. One single order. So these are the information that are available to us. Now, they want to know some analysis, they want to get some insight from this. Let's see. The first thing we want to do now is we want to analyze all these sales based on the status. We want to know these are our sales. How many did we ship? How many were shipped? How many were cancelled? How many were in progress? You know what we do? The first thing we're going to do is you click on anywhere within your data set. Make sure that there's no space in your column. Can you see? This is the data set we have. There's no space in between. Make sure that all the columns stay side by side. Then click on that. Click on insert. Click on insert. Then come to on the left side there. You see pivot table. Click on this. When you click on pivot table, you're going to see a dialog box. A dialog box is coming up. The dialog box is telling you that this table, he has selected this table. Is this table you want to use? We are okay with that. We don't want to change that. Next thing is what? New. Do you want to use it with external data source? No. So we'll not check this one now. Choose where you want pivot table to be. Do you want it in the new worksheet or this current worksheet? The new worksheet. Just click OK. Now we have our job ready now. We are this page where we are. These are our pivot. These are first pivot table you want to build. Look at something. One very good about Excel. Now I'm taking. You can see this box here. There's not. It's an empty table. Pivot table 1. There's nothing in it. It said to build a report, choose field from pivot table list. This column you have here, on the right side, you see pivot table field. This field means column. Field means what? Column in Excel. The column we have here, this column, all this name in column are what we are calling field under pivot table here. Now, let's do something. Bring these cells, the cells here, take it, drag it, and put it inside the value here. We have filter, we have column, we have value, we have row. These 4 boxes that we have here, just bring your cells and drag it in value. See something that will happen. See the first table we have. That is now is telling us the sum of our cells is this. Within a second, we have our total cells. Click on this. Let's put it in comma. You can see very well. Let me increase the font. Can you see? See our cells within 1 minute. Ready. Can you try that now, everyone? Can you try that? Or if you are done, if you have tried it, type done in the chat box. Done. Let me do it once again. If you have done your own, type done chat box. I will do it again now. Let me delete. Let me come back. Go to your sample data. Click on this data as it is like this. Just anywhere within data. Just click on anywhere. Then click on insert and click on pivot table. Click OK. A new page will open. Then I said, take your cells and put it in the value. That's all. Your first table is ready. It's as simple as that. These are sum of cells that is ready. Total sales now is what? Is done. Good. Our total sales now is let me put in comma 10,032,623.85. That's total sales. Now let's do more. Let me go to this one, that first one we have here. Let's do it again. Bring your sales into value. And I said we want to see the impact of the status there. Bring the status here. Status, drag it and put it on that row. See what happened. Quickly, we can see all our information within the seconds. So we can see now. You can tell, somebody can tell now how many orders were cancelled, how many were disputed, how many were in progress, how many are on hold, how many resolved, and how many shipped. You see what we did? Control Z. Control Z again. I brought my sales into the value. First thing we did. That is how easy pivot table can be. It can take wahala off your neck. Instead of cracking your brain to see total sales, using formula up and down. Put it here, your sales is ready. If you like, format it. Then I said the next thing I said you should do is bring the status. Put it in row. Bam. It's ready. This is our analysis. So are you done with that too? Somebody should let me know if you are done with that too again. I can see some done in the first one. Done. Yes. Good. Who else again? If you are practicing with us, let us know. If you're practicing with us, let us know. It's as simple as that. Now, let's do an analysis. Let's click on the first one, the one we have here. This sheet 2, the sheet 2 we have here. Now, I want to copy this. I want to copy this table. You know what I'm going to do? Let's copy like this. Make sure your selection cover everything we have here. It cover everything. You don't leave anything out. If you want to copy this, you must ensure that your selection cover everything here. Control C and paste it in another place. Do Control V. You have it, and this is another table. But make sure you copy everything when you are copying it. Now, I want to remove this status from here. I want to bring in months. Do we have month there? Or date? Do you have date? Let's see something here. Date. Do you have date? Other date. We should have other date now. Okay. I want to bring date into the row. See something now. I'm bringing date into the row. So you can see that summarizes for 3 years. We have the 3 year sales now. Now, if you want to expand, you want to see how this stays, how the 3 years are. You know what you do? Click on this plus here. It will expand. You can see the sales from the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Now, but if you don't have knowledge of this pivot table, let's imagine how many times it's going to take you to explain this data. Imagine how many days it's going to take you to explain this data to somebody or your boss. You want to have information, but you can see now within 1 second, you already have information in your fingertips. You don't need to now start and be writing long formulas. No, you have information already. Now, let's say this sales we have, we want to break it down to products. We want to break it down to product. You know what I'm going to do? Let's take the product and put something in column. Let's put something on that column now. Where's the product name? Product name. Okay, product line. I'm dropping something on that column here. Bam. And you see, within a second, we have it. See everything. All the sales per product, per quarter. If you want to see per month, expand this again. You see the monthly sales. Can you see? You see the monthly sales, the motorcycle, the plane, the ship. Oh, battery low. So you can see how easy it is to do the analysis using pivot table. Okay. Now, if you are done with that too, if you are done with that, let us know. If you are done with that, let us know. Okay. Good. So John, please, let's chat after the class. Okay. Can you see how easy it is to quickly explain your data with a simple pivot table knowledge?
Sorry, I have a question, please.
Go ahead. Go ahead and ask your question. Today is a question day. Hello? Are you still there?
Hello, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. So I find my pivot table again. And when I try clicking on it, it's saying data not reference, something like that.
This is the one you created now.
No. The table beside the sheet where we go to pick the product line, the status.
You mean this, please, Abby? When you click on this, you mean the one we have on the right side there?
Yes, on the right side. Okay,
let me look for it. Can you see? If you can't find it, click on analysis and bring it out. It come out like this. It said the table is not referenced as how. If you see, one thing about pivot table is that when you want to work on pivot table, you must click on pivot table or the empty table here before you can see your field list. If you click on outside like this, you won't see it again. Can you see that it's gone? But if I click on table, it will come off. Then from here, you can do your analysis. Does that solve your problem?
Okay, yes, thank you.
That's all right.
Okay, and then is there a process to it? You know the status, you said the value.
Okay.
I mean the sales, you said we should put it under value.
Under value, yes.
Yeah, and the product line, you said we should put it under
row. Under row. Okay, under column, yeah. That's for
column. Yeah. Is there a process to it, or we can just put it anywhere?
No. You see, what we are doing here, what we did is that we want to analyze it. See, at times you can swap it. At times, if what you have is not giving you what you really need. In most cases, when you want to do analysis, you have your dimension in rows most of the time. But when you want to break the rows down again to see more, then you put some things either under column or, okay, for example, now look at this one that we have here. There's no fixed way, but the more you grow, the more you're able to do the analysis about it. Look at this one that we have now. This one that we already have here. I want to do something now. I will not put it under column again. I want to put something under row, and you see the difference. I want to put deal size under row again, under this one. Look at it. Can you see it? You can see that each of them now under cancel, we see the medium order and the small order. Under disputed, we can see the breakdown of everything within a second. You get it now? So it depends on what you want to explain and what you are actually giving to your boss will determine how you are going to present your table at the end of the day. And from this, you can also create a chart. Sorry, my battery is very flat, it's very low. So let me just create a chart and shut it down so that we can save the job we have recorded since. Okay, let me do something now. Let me take this size out and I click on this. Under analysis, under analyze, click on pivot chart. Oh, let's give this one column chart. Oh, good. And click OK. All the story we've been rating so far. Can you see the analysis there? Look at this. You can see each of them now in chart. The percentage of this. Now with this, now we can put the number on top. We can put percentage on it so that we are seeing this, you know which one is giving us what and which one is very low. Imagine we have disputed order to reach 5 million. So we know there is problem with our sales. Let's say we have disputed to be like 3 million or 5 million. So that is saying something to us. You get it now? So that is how to use pivot table to do the analysis. And this sum, we can also manipulate this. You don't need to make it sum every time. Sometimes you just want to count something. Click on this arrow, click on value field setting and change to count. Click OK, and it changed to count instead of sum. Okay, let me call it a day to save the recordings. My battery is very flat, so I will share the recording with all of you once the recording is ready. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any question, please feel free to chat me up on my WhatsApp. I'm just a WhatsApp away from you, or you can call me if there is need to call. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate your time.
God bless you, Mr. Abdulhakeem. Very happy to.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. Thank you very much.
I really appreciated it. Thank you.